May I?
I'll go grab one next door.
You don't want that.
So we're just going to
Could have been mouthwash.
We're just going to start off with all the invasive personal questions first.
Oh, good.
Get that out of the way.
Excellent.
But you know, this was such a funny role, but it must have taken you went to some places you've never gone before, Jim. It must have been taking a lot out of you.
Took a little toll. Yeah, it was tiring, and it was the idea of finding this guy, in myself somewhere.
Could somebody just kill the air?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Completely?
Yeah.
Completely off?
Yeah.
Not Jim, but the air.
Same thing, really. I forget what the question was now.
Going to places you've never gone.
Oh yeah, it was strange. It was because this guy, I had to find the part of me, whatever that is, that this guy does not like himself. The guy is unloved. There's a void, that was caused by the lack of parental, attachment, and that's why all this happens. Because that's why certain people have to be an expert about something to the point where they become annoying, where they need too much, and that's painful. It's painful to go there.
Is there any?
They're having a party.
Can you quiet them down? Okay. All right.
But I mean, did you get depressed at the end?
Yes.
Did it start to have a...
At times I did. I still had a great time doing this. I mean, doing the comedy, doing the character itself. I thought was really fun, but it did leave a residue.
How
for
does
sure.
the development of character work for you? I mean, does it come off the page, or does you really have to sit there night and day and work with it?
It's always different. That's what's so fascinating about it. You really can't say I have a system that's perfect, because sometimes, and that's what drives you insane too. It's like being a doctor. I mean, you really are on call to your ideas and your muse all day long, all night long. You can wake up in the middle of the night with some idea for the sound of your voice or the whatever, or sometimes I just talk endlessly about the characters with people or the movies with friends, because I'm not really telling them about it as much as I'm researching it and discussing it and hoping I'm going to hear something come out of my mouth that's intelligent about it, or you really, by discussing it, by thinking about those sort of things pop out, ideas pop out all the time.
Did you meet some real cable guys?
Yeah, I met one real cable guy who came down to the set, and of course, stood around and was like, "You want me to teach you how to splice something?" Or I can do that because I can splice, that type of thing. And I was, he was there for a day, so I really didn't learn that much about cable. But the fact is this movie isn't about cable, so.
Why would they bring you a cable guy for this movie? I don't get it. I really don't.
Why would they bring me a cable guy?
Yeah, why would they bring you a cable guy to do that kind of research for this role?
Well, he was just there for physical things that I might have to do, but I wouldn't rely on him for my emotional life.
Jim, you have all the money. I'm sorry, Jim. You have all the money, but would you still dig free cable?
Why not? Anything free is good. I get free stuff all the time. It's great.
Is there any irony
Like
being
what?
paid?
Hats! Tons of hats.
You really get hats too.
Well, of course.
Is there any irony in being paid a large sum of money with the studio, counting on the fact that you're going to bring in millions of people to play somebody that nobody likes or that doesn't like?
That's strange, isn't it? I never thought about that. But yeah, I guess it's that is a little ironic, isn't it? I don't know. I think ultimately, though, people love to see someone who's in a worse emotional spot than they are. I mean, that's a lot of what comedy is. Whether you're the guy who's so like Steve Martin was so the fun guy, was obviously complete denial and everything is fun, that kind of thing. It's like don't care about anything, which is not the right way to go in life, but it makes an audience feel relief, and I think that has to do with so much of comedy is the audience feels relief because Jackie Gleason has a problem with his temper that's worse than theirs or whatever it is, you know?
Now you just, for like 5 seconds there, you just did a Steve Martin that was perfect. It was dead on. Have you ever
Okay.
have you ever tried to do an impersonation or a character and just like said, oh God, I totally missed it? Or has it always been dead on for you?
No, it's never always anything. No, you just do your best. I mean, a lot of times I can clue into things, but you know, sometimes you make the wrong choice. I mean, I just did Saturday Night Live. I read 42 sketches in 3 hours, and you know, each one of those sketches that I read it's a cold reading. You've never seen the sketch before, so you don't even know where the writer is going. As well as at the same time you're trying to act with the other actors, and while Lauren is going, we open on, you have to make a character choice, you know, and so it's hit and miss.
I've never seen them work a guest host as hard as they worked you in that show.
I worked me that hard. I just wanted to, see, I've always been on the outside of that world, of the Second City, Groundlings, Saturday Night world, you know, and I auditioned for Saturday Night Live years ago and didn't get on, and it was for me it was like coming, you know, kind of like making that bridge finally, you know. And also there used to be a lot of like competitiveness, at least in the press, with between Saturday Night Live and In Living Color, and that always bothered me because, pardon me, it's like a completely different animal. I mean, these guys do an incredible job and stay calm about it right up till airtime. They're changing everything. I mean, it's just insane.
Did it live up to your expectations?
It was so fun, man. I had the best time. I had the best time, and it was. I wanted to. That's why I was in every sketch. I wanted to be in something with every cast member. I wanted to do everything, and they wanted to do it with me. It was a great feeling because they said that doesn't happen all the time. That you know that the host is, you know, because they hear who the host is, they start writing sketches, and you know, I was written into every sketch, you know, so obviously they wanted to hang out.
But it also
You're a person
you
that
know,
made your own future, obviously. You sought through the different things that you had to do to get to where you were. When you were a kid growing up in Canada, was any of this in the game plan? I mean, was there a game plan?
There was a game plan. There wasn't a game plan because I didn't know even how to get into show business until my father said there's this place called Yuck Yucks. It's a comedy club. I hear people go up there, you know, and I went down to Yuck Yucks. And that was my in. That was the way I got in. I'm like a vaudevillian. It really is. There's no difference. I mean, I did vaudeville. You know, I did comedy clubs for 15 years before In Living Color happened. So, I mean, that's, you know, I used to be like kind of, because I quit school early, I was always kind of felt a little strange about not having an education, or the education that I wanted. But now I would put up my 15 years in the comedy club against any PhD there is out there.
But you were 15 when you first got on the stage at Yuck Yucks. Can you go back to that place? Is it something that you can think back what it was like? Because I understand that first appearance...
Horrific. It was horrifying. My mother dressed me in a polyester suit that was like not a joke. First mistake. Wasn't part of a character or anything. I went downtown to where like the hipsters hang, and it was like this 2 lanes of a bowling alley, this horrible little joint at that time, and they loved nothing better than for somebody to come in who wasn't hip and to just destroy them, just basically skin them alive on stage. And I saw it happen to like hundreds of people after me, but I didn't know it at the time. I went down there, I started doing these impressions and tributes to people and stuff like that, and they got on, they have this neat little recording of Jesus Christ Superstar backstage that goes, crucify him, crucify him, crucify him, starts to play over your act, and then they start putting effects on the microphones, and you know, and And the host was gracious enough to stand backstage with his own microphone